Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, Peacock and Paramount Plus merging into a single streaming service. We'll tell you what's happening here and what's not happening with these reports. Another cable TV company is shutting down its TV service, joining a growing list of services. And AI may be getting trained on your content from another source. We'll tell you what's happening with this and so much more in a minute. First though, if you want to learn more about these stories, I'll put a link to each story down below in the show notes and in the first pinned comment. You can read them for yourself there. Second, if you're new here and you want to help us, do me a big favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. It's a huge help because then YouTube recommends our videos to more people. We would really appreciate your support. With that said, hopefully we can help you save money on TV but still watch the shows you enjoy. Let's dive into it. Recently, it was reported by the Wall Street Journal that Comcast and Paramount were in talks to do a joint venture for Peacock and Paramount Plus. Now, this reportedly will offer a joint service where you can get Peacock and Paramount Plus content combined into a single service. Now, a few disclaimers here. I saw a lot of people say, oh, you can't merge NBC and CBS. They'll never allow that. This is not a merger of the companies, but a joint streaming venture. Not necessarily unusual. You think about Hulu when it launched, it was a joint streaming service that ABC, NBC, Fox, and CBS to different degrees of ownership. Well, that's kind of split off where people have gone and done their own thing, and now I think because I think everybody thought, hey, we can all make the money ourselves. Most of them are still losing money, and now it kind of seems like they're coming back together. Now, I think this is probably going to be like Max. HBO Max and Discovery Plus merged to form Max, but Discovery Plus is still around. You can still get the cheaper just Discovery Plus. It would not surprise me at all to see a joint, could be a bundle deal or could be a single streaming service. Reports are very vague here, and honestly I don't think NBC and Paramount have decided how that would work out. Could be just a bundle deal where you pay cheaper, you get two apps. There's also been some talk, some sources have said they believe that it's being considered to literally merge them into a new single service with a new name where you can get those combined, and then they would split the profits from that new service. Would not surprise me to see still cheaper ones, but Peacock and Paramount Plus are still struggling. It's reported Paramount Plus has 63 million subscribers as of the third quarter. Peacock just recently reported its subscriber numbers for the end of the fourth quarter of 2023 and has 31 million. Now, this is a far cry from what Max and Disney Plus and Netflix and other services have. Doing a joint venture here could really help them grow into a large single company. We'll keep a close eye on this. Again, this is just a joint partnership for streaming to merge their two streaming services. Exactly what that means, we don't know. And I don't think they know yet, to be honest with you. They're probably still trying to work out the details here. But it wouldn't surprise me to see at minimum a bundle deal. But there are reports that say they're looking at actually a new service where you pay for that one app and then they split the profits between it. All right, let's keep moving along. Another cable TV provider has announced plans to shut down its TV service. Consolidated Communications has announced that it will be shutting down its cable TV services in March 26th of 2024. This joins a growing list. I think this is the 6th or 7th cable TV company in the last year or so to either shut down or announce plans to shut down later this year. Now, several companies have announced it but not done it yet. And they have all pretty much cited the same issue, the fact that the rising cost of television versus the number of people actually paying for it is just not worth it. So far this year, we still have several companies to shut down. Duo Broadband has announced at the end of December, they will shut down their TV service. KPU in Alaska announced in September they're going to shut down theirs, and now Consolidated Communications. Now, already last year, 4, I believe, cable TV companies shut down their TV services and merged it. Consolidated Communications, I saw on their site, is pushing YouTube TV, and I think it was DirecTV Stream, DirecTV via Internet, I don't remember. But they're already no longer listing their service for new customers. Instead, they're pushing them to streaming services like YouTube TV and DirecTV Stream. I'm sure they have a kind of marketing deal where they get a cut of people who sign up, or maybe they're just getting paid to advertise those services on their website. We saw that with other companies like Wow TV shut down their service over the summer to new customers, pushing people over to their YouTube TV partnership with that. So keep a close eye on that. But let's jump topics slightly, but in an interesting kind of turn of fate, your data is probably going to be used, if you use Reddit, to train new AIs. It was reported by Bloomberg that they're going to get Reddit will get $60 million annually for multiple AI systems to train on Reddit. Now, one thing here, not sure Reddit is where I want my AIs to be trained. I know this isn't the only place they're being trained, but it is very interesting. Now, what does that mean to be, hey, I'm getting trained on something? Well, basically, they're taking all the posts and all the content for AI and helping it learn about different topics, right? There's a bunch of different subreddits out there. Also learning about human behavior, human interests, human interactions, a huge source of data for it to pull from and other things. It's a very vague term to say we're training on something, when in reality is we're just pulling the data out there to use that to build new AIs. Now, in terms of service, I do believe fully allows Reddit to do this. Some people have talked to, they're unhappy. Well, unfortunately, when you use a service like Reddit for free, the data, they own it. It'll be interesting. They're getting trained in other places, but again, Reddit is kind of an interesting place. I often say we create echo chambers for ourselves in social media and Reddit too. It's very easy to block out people you don't agree with or surround yourself only with people you do agree with. And we do that a lot with Reddit. Because you go to a subreddit on a particular topic you agree with, you block people you don't agree with, you just talk with people you agree with, and suddenly I wonder if that's a skewed set of data we're pulling from. We'll see. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. But your data there is being pulled, especially if you participate in cord cutting subreddits. A lot of cord cutting data there. Be interesting. All right, cable TV companies are reportedly unhappy. Now, we talked about this a little last week, but there's a new report out there from CNBC that has analysts saying that major cable TV companies executives are very unhappy about this new joint streaming partnership between Fox, Warner Bros. Discovery, and Disney. There you go. There's the third partner. They're going to launch a streaming service that'll be sports only this fall. And now there's some rumors brewing that there may be lawsuits to try to block this from cable TV companies. Now, the issue here is several large cable TV companies have riders in their contracts that basically say two things. We will get the best deal. That's the most important thing. Hey, you can't give people better deals than you're giving us for this. But they also have riders that say, hey, if you want to carry ESPN, you have to carry all these other Disney channels. It's been a long issue here with cable TV companies and streaming services. A lot of them would love to offer cheap, small bundles. The problem is if you do that, you can't have ESPN without also carrying the Disney Channel, for example. You can't have Nickelodeon without carrying other popular channels that are owned by Paramount. Warner Bros. Discovery says if you want TNT for sports, you also need to have CNN. Well, there's rumors here that cable companies are demanding that if you guys do this, you try to cut us out, you offer smaller packages that undercut our ability to make money, you have to let us offer similar smaller TV packages. We'll pay very close attention to this, but it's very clear that there's a pushback here. And according to some analysts from CNBC, some lawsuits may be coming from this. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. It's an increasing thing. We've talked about this recently. The middleman is getting cut out of TV here. This idea that you have to go through YouTube TV or Comcast or Spectrum or Hulu or all these other services to get your content to the consumer. Well, now instead of having that middleman, instead of paying through YouTube TV to Disney, I'm just going to pay Disney directly. Look for that to become a bigger reality in the future. Let me know, do you think they'll win? I'd love to hear from you. A few other quick stories before we get to the question of the day. Voodoo is being renamed to Fandango at Home. Voodoo is a movie digital store where you can buy and rent movies. It's been around a long time. It used to be owned by Walmart, was sold to Fandango, and now Fandango is going to rebrand it to Fandango at Home after some time of continuing to run it as Voodoo. All your purchases should move over. Nothing is really changing. It's just a name on the store right now. And the app should just update to the new name with that. If you are a Tubi customer, there's a new lawsuit out there about that Tubi will face with the class action status. The argument here is that Tubi shared personal information of customers for marketing purposes without properly disclosing that in the terms of service. This new lawsuit here will be very interesting. One of those arguments, how much data can companies share with advertisers to get them to buy advertising on their platform before they have to notify you? And was the disclosure in their terms of service sufficient or not? Keep a close eye on these. It'll be very interesting. Could set a precedent for other companies. All right, let's dive into a question of the day. I love to answer questions here. If you have a question for me, leave it in the comments and in the first pinned comment down below, or leave it in the comments down below. Start off with something like a question for Luke, so I know you want me to answer it in the page here. Silver Star's question today says, Luke, what do you think the future of kids and family channels such as Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network are in the wake of cord cutting? We know that Peacock recently announced that Noggin, the children's focused streaming service, will shut down. What's going to happen to other kids-focused services? This is a great question because we've seen this for some time. It's been reported that the average age, especially during some primetime hours of networks like Cartoon Network, is actually well over 18 now. That increasingly the age of these networks is moving up, even though they still target a younger audience. That younger audience isn't watching like they used to. So we're seeing things like Adult Swim on Cartoon Network starting earlier. We're seeing reruns of classic cartoon shows coming in the after 6 p.m. hour on Cartoon Swim, or Cartoon Network, excuse me, in order to attract the older nostalgic adults getting home from work and maybe want to, oh wow, I used to watch that show when I was a kid back in the 90s. It's on Cartoon Network again. So I think they are definitely at high risk. When I listed the networks I thought were most likely to shut down, Nickelodeon was one of the top ones. It would make sense to move a lot of that content to Paramount Plus, to Pluto TV, and other places. We're already seeing some of that happen internationally, where the Disney Channel has shut down in many markets to push people to Disney Plus. We could definitely see that happening in other areas. I do predict that that will become more and more common as cord cutters cut away. And when they cut away, their kids move to things like YouTube. My daughter does watch a little bit of TV on Hulu and other places. A lot of what she watches at 11 is YouTube. And that was prime age for things like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon in the past. But let me know, do your kids watch content? Would it surprise you at all if someday they said, hey, all the new Nickelodeon shows are now on Paramount Plus or wherever the newly merged service is? Leave me a comment, let me know. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Have a great Monday if you're watching this when I post it. If not, still do me a favor. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. Thank you for your support. I'll see you all again tomorrow.